Hello, in this video we are going to check SSH vs Telnet, why SSH secure shell is better than Telnet. Let's begin. I have two routers here, router 1 and a router 2. Um, what we're going to do is we're going to configure the router 1 for Telnet and for secure shell, and we are going to access that router 1 from router 2, and we're gonna compare why SSH is better than Telnet and what's the reason. SSH pretty much is overall SSH is encrypted. What the information is transferred from R2 is R1, R2 to R1 is encrypted. That means uh, only the person who has the proper key to decrypt that data, they can see the information. But Telnet is not like that. It's a clear text. Everything what we transfer, what we sending from R2 to R1 is all clear text. It's clear information. All the username or password and everything is clear. So if anyone eavesdrop on the in the middle of the conversation, uh, when we are transfer from Telnet, they can see all the information, username, password, what the information, what the configuration we are making, and everything. But SSH is encrypted, so that means when if they eavesdrop on the net in the middle of the conversation, what the information they get, it won't make any sense to them because they don't have the proper key to decrypt that data. So I'm going to show you what we are going to do is we're going to run the protocol analyzer Wireshark, and then we are going to capture the packets from R2 to R1. I'm going to do for Telnet and also for SSH, and we are going to compare why SSH is better, and I'm going to show you the encryption and the clear text from the Telnet also. So I have my both routers are running R1 and R2. So first what we are going to do is we're going to go to the R1, and then we are going to uh, assign an IP address to the interface of R1 FS 0/0, and then we're going to assign an IP address of 10.0.0.5 with 24-bit mask. Bring the interface up, and we're going to create a username and password with privilege 15. This password secret is syshello. That's pretty much and then what we're going to do is that's for the telnet, but for the SSH purpose we're going to create IP domain name local, and then crypto key generate. We're going to create some keys, RSA with modulus with 1024-bit keys, and then we're going to use that IP SSH version 2, and then we are going to go to line BTY, all 5 lines, and we're going to say use a local database for login, and then as default transport input would be all. So that means SSH can access, Telnet can access them. So in here, then let's go to R2, and let's assign an IP address to that interface of R2 FS 0/0. With IP address 10.0.0.10 with 24-bit mask. Bring the interface up. Let's check the connectivity between two routers. Let's ping the R1 from R2 with the IP address of R1 10.0.0.5. So connection is good. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place the we're gonna eavesdrop on that connection. I'm gonna run the protocol analyzer Wireshark, and we're gonna capture the packets. So I just place the start the capture uh, between the R1 and R2. First we are going to check for telnet, so we're going to access the R1 from R2 via telnet and 10.0.0.5. so it's asking for username Thiru, and the password syshello. So we are at R1 now. I'm gonna we are connected to the R1 now, so show IP interface brief. So I have so we access that R1 from R2 via telnet. Now I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop that the packet capture, stop the capture, and then I'm gonna show you the capture what we captured here. See, this is what I have captured. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna on from one of that packet, I'm gonna right click here. I'm gonna say follow the TCP stream. This will show you the conversation what we had. As you can see here, I'm going to say this is the entire conversation we had. Let's make it a little wider so we can see them. So for the easiness, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this entire conversation. What we have did first from 10.0.0.10, which is the R2, to the R1 0.0.5. We have sent that username here, Thiru, and then password is syshello. So what that information data we transferred from the commands we transferred from R2 to R1, it's all clear text. As you can see, we send that for authentication the username, and then password is here, and then the show IP interface brief commands we send that. Now I'm going to show you again. What I'm going to show you here is from R1 to R2, which is 0.0.5 to 0.0.10. This is the information we got back. So the password doesn't echo back, but the username when you send from R2 to R1 will echo back to you. And then we issued this command, show IP interface brief, and then information that was transferred from R1 to R2. It's all clear text. As you can see, everything is clear text. So if someone, when we are connecting from R2 to R1, if someone eavesdrop in the middle of the conversation, and if they capture the protocol analyzer or any kind of to capture the data, they can see everything because everything is clear text. So when we use telnet, everything is plain text. So that is the reason for the production environment we don't use telnet for any access, but we use SSH. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to capture the SSH sessions, and we're going to see them. We're going to compare them. So let's exit from here. From R2, the connection is exit. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to place the packet analyzer. I'm going to capture the packet again. I'm going to start the capture, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to SSH to the R1 from R2. SSH -L and the username Thiru. For the IP address of r110.0.0.5, and then password syshello, and then um, let's issue the same command, show IP interface brief. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop that capture, and this is what we have captured, SSH. What I'm going to do is I'm going to right click here, follow, and then we're going to follow the TCP stream, and this is what we got here. As you can see here, it doesn't make you any sense because this is a encrypted one. So we eavesdrop on the middle of the conversation. This is what we got. So if someone eavesdrop on the conversation to see what that they are transferring from R2 to R1, it won't make them any sense because they don't have the proper key to decrypt this information. So we need to have the proper key to decrypt this information. For Telnet, it was clear text, so we could see that easily. But this one is the keys are involved, encryption keys are involved. So without the proper without the proper encryption key, it won't make any sense here. So this is the reason we don't use Telnet, because Telnet is clear text information, everything transferred clear text, but SSH is encrypted information. So for the production environment, we use SSH. So SSH is way better than Telnet, and Telnet, we don't use them. Also, let's say right now, let's exit from R1. It's both are enabled, Telnet and SSH enabled. You don't want on your production and environment that you don't want anyone to access via Telnet. You want them to access only via SSH. So what you do, you go into the R1, and then what we do is we go into the line, the VTY lines, and then we are going to say transport input SSH. So that means only SSH will be accepted on R1. So let's go into the R2, and we're going to say because earlier we were able to access R1 via Telnet, but now when we try to access via Telnet, it's going to say no, connection refused by remote host. Only SSH will be enabled, will be allowed. SSH-L Thiru, and then the IP address of that R1. So you can see here. So only the SSH was allowed now. I hope this video was helpful to you. Please subscribe my channel for more videos, and I will see you again on the next one. Thank you.